Hi there. Welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur, and I am the host for today's conversation. We're having a lovely conversation today. We're delving into the beauty industry and what it takes to be a beauty entrepreneur. Now, as always, you know how we do things around here. I am not the only person that is flying this plane. I've got my co-pilot with me. Papa Biz, how are you?
Papa Biz, yes, I'm good. I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited for the conversation that we're going to be having.
Yes, absolutely. Today we are chatting with Mpho Masinge. She is part of this global beauty industry that is over $1 trillion industry worldwide. So it's going to be quite interesting to delve into what it takes to be a beauty entrepreneur. Mpho, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mpho.
Thank you so much. And I am so happy to be here. I'm excited, as nervous as I may think I am.
Listen to this.
But I'm excited to be here.
Wonderful. Yeah. Mpho, I would like us, before we get into the beauty industry and being a beauty entrepreneur, just to learn a little bit more about yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing, where you grew up, just a little bit of context for us to get to know you better?
Okay. I was born in a village called Marapiani.
Okay.
It's in the outskirts of Mpumalanga
Okay.
now. I was born the only child.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I was raised in a formal family setup with my mom and dad until I was 10 years old when my dad passed away.
Sure.
And my mom and I had to move from the village to a city, a small town in Hammanskraal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we lived there for about 3 years, and then she also passed. And
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
Yes, that's I come with today. You know, the challenges and the difficulties of growing up without parental care and what people perceive as an orphan. You know, but I was raised by my grandparents. They did an incredible job. Both my maternal family and paternal family, I benefited from both, even though I was more closer to my maternal family. But yeah, we'll get to chat about that even more as we go along. Yeah.
Sure. So for yourself, I mean, so for that period, you said it was 10 years living through the village then in Mpumalanga. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when my mom passed away, I had to go back to my parents' house, which is back in Mpumalanga, in Marapiani.
Okay.
But then I continued with the school I was at. There is a boarding for learners, so I was boarded there.
Yes.
But it was not nice. The problem was not the school, but I just felt so lonely and boarding immediately after my mom
Especially
had
because you
passed
said that you were an
away,
only child as well.
Yes, so my grandparents took me out and found another school for me. Yeah.
It's quite a dramatic shift from having this family unit that you're so accustomed to, and then everything just kind of, shatters, and.
Yeah.
How has that played a role in building your character?
It has its, I can say, the negative side of it, whereby you now close up. You know, you stay in this shell to say, I feel like I amount to nothing, or there is no difference that I can make in the world. But sometimes I can say, I believe I'm where I am today because I had to stand for myself, for my children, for my family. So it has shaped me in a way that I got to fend for myself, if that's the right word to use, to fend for myself at a young age. Yes, family was there, but I've always had this thing at the back of my mind to say, anyone can leave at any time. It's God's will. And I'm Christian, by the way. Yes. So I must stand on my own and learn how to do things for myself. Because I can tell you, My mom used to do everything for me.
Can you
My
imagine?
dad, it was like a competition. If this one did something for you, the other one will do it the next week or the next day. So the shift from that to now I'm standing on my own was, traumatic.
Yeah.
Traumatic to say the least.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so from then, your schooling, you went into boarding school. They took you out of boarding school. What did you then progress to study at, post-matric level?
Okay, post-matric level, I studied human resources. And then during my years of studying, I got an internship at the Competition Commission in Pretoria. Then my studies got neglected because now I was working.
Yes.
And I needed the job to sort of, I wouldn't even say pay back, but my grandparents did everything for me. I felt like it's time for me to do something for them.
Yes.
They were old, and I thought, I need to do something for them before they pass as well, because I didn't get a chance to do it with my parents. So I worked, and then I enrolled for another degree. I'm graduating this year.
Hey!
Well done. Congratulations.
Yes, and I can say I'm in a good space,
Yes.
career, family, mental, I think I'm in a good space.
Yeah.
And what degree did you now move on to?
Business administration.
Business administration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what inspired you to go in that direction?
I'm business minded. I have many ideas, crazy ideas. I just don't meet the right people or the people who are like-minded to, to go into those kind of businesses with. However, running a business now, you need to know you need to have the skills, let me just say, of running a business. From the admin side, I was just telling Hetty that I'm the marketer, the HR, the strategist. Everything in the business comes with having the know-how and the skills. So, having this a business, I think, motivated me to go into this direction. Yeah.
Now, with this, with the business administration, and even you spoke now about being business-minded, and I'm trying to think, where did that come from? Feeling that you're business-minded. I mean, for instance, myself, when I studied and I looked at my parents and everybody in my family was all working people and things like that. There was no direction or inkling to move me to even think about business. And it was through different books that friends that I was studying with put to me, and it just opened up my mind. I was like, oh, I never even thought about it. So when you say you were business-minded, where did that come from?
It came from having, I lost my parents who were, my dad was a police officer, my mom was a nurse, and they only had those incomes together. And when they passed, I only had to rely on what they had worked for, Whereas my biggest fear is dying and leaving my kids. So I'm trying my best to have multiple income streams,
Yes.
whereby even when I'm not here, they wouldn't have to go and do certain things that will put bread on their table, I think it came more from that. I don't remember having any business owners in the family. Yeah, aunts, uncles, all of them are your 9 to 5, employees. And I think this business mind comes from that, because even my parents didn't have businesses. Yeah, so it's just a matter of trying multiple things to have an income, not just for me, but for my family.
How old are your kids?
12, 7, and 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boys, girls?
2 boys and a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I recently got married, and I have a bonus daughter.
Oh, nice. Hey,
that's
congratulations.
wonderful.
There we go.
Who is 17 this year.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Yes.
wonderful. That's nice. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I mean, we recently became parents, so
Oh,
we
nice.
understand the magnitude of that blessing.
Yeah.
Tell us a
It is.
little bit about your business. We're talking about your business, but we haven't introduced it to the audience. Can you
Okay.
tell us a little bit about your business?
Okay, I have a beauty spa. It's called Casserole's Serenity Spa. I'll tell you where casseroles come from. And when I'm not at work, because I have a day job, I'm also doing some philanthropic work
Oh, lovely.
where I interact with particularly women and children.
Okay.
Yes.
Children without parental care, to be
Okay.
specific.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm working with an orphanage in Soshanguve. You know, I visit them just to check what they need, and try to collect from different people if anyone can assist at the time. But then the beauty spa is what I'm passionate about.
Yes.
So I could have had a boutique, you know, I think so, because my parents were fashionistas. My mom loved dressing up, you know, she will dress up just to go to a nearby village, you know. So for that, I thought, what is it that I can just have to honor them and just to keep their memories alive? And then I thought a beauty spa, because you don't only look good when you come to the spa, but you also feel good. You know, the
Yes.
element of wellness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And serenity. We go through a lot as human beings. You know, it's just an escape from your normal day to the spa. And we have 2 branches now. We are based at Ndlovu Lodge and now collaborating with a lovely lady in Pretoria East. We are yet to launch, but we are operating currently. It's a work in progress, but we are open.
Tell me about the importance of wellness for entrepreneurs. You know, often at times as entrepreneurs, we're always so busy in our businesses. And like you said, we do everything in our businesses. We run ourselves to the ground. What role does wellness play in helping entrepreneurs?
You know, I believe when you are in a good state of mind, you can become creative. I always say this at work to say, you know, it's important how we lead or how we carry ourselves, because you don't know what another person is going through.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So with this aspect of wellness, when you are in a good space, like I am now, when you are in a good space, you are able to be creative, come up with new ideas, marketing strategies, you know, relate well with the people that you are working with. So it's very important that the people, I always say the people I'm working with, because they are not working for me. They are working for the business, the company, you know, which I am working for as well.
Yeah.
So if you are able to relate with the people that you are working with, you can produce, you know, something incredible or extraordinary. So it's very important that, you know, when you step into the workplace, into your business, into your company, you are at ease with everything to enable you to run it smoothly.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned that you're going into 2 locations. The first location, how long have you been there?
I've been there for 2 years.
Okay, and what is it like for you to start? I mean, weren't you afraid? Weren't you scared? I mean, had you done something like that before?
No, I had not. I'm always scared.
Okay.
I don't like failing. I feel like, okay, let me just mention this. I've not always felt like I'm feeling now to say I can do this, I can do that. It was a struggle, and I'm learning to overcome that. When I was told about this podcast, I thought, no, not me. It's too big for me. I can't do that. And Ntswaki, who's my mentor, said, no, what are you talking about? You're ready. You know? So it was very challenging. I remember I sent an email to that lodge, because I started doing email marketing to see if there's any lodge that I can work with, because you usually get calls and people will ask you, we are a group of 6 ladies, we'd like to come for a massage. Do you have a pool? No. You know, that's the first thing they ask about, because content is everything.
Yes.
So I sent an email to that lodge. The lady is so amazing. She responded and said, "Come see me, let's talk. Let's have a chat."
Amazing.
Just
Really?
like that, yeah. I went there.
Wow.
I had to drag my husband because now he must hold my hand. And I spoke to the lady, and she was like, "Oh, okay, let's start next month and see how it goes."
Oh,
Wow.
Just like that. Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah, just like that. I said, "Okay, she said, "Relax, get the equipment, let's start. Let's see how it goes.
And then
Do
we
your
take it
part,
from there."
I will do my part." So whenever they get a booking, they will also introduce the spa.
Yes.
They have our page on their website. So it's amazing collaborations.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think collaboration is such a powerful tool that we can leverage as entrepreneurs. If we are looking to collaborate with someone, what are some of the tips that you can give the entrepreneurs when you're looking to come into a collaboration relationship?
You know, I've learned to pray for wisdom. You know, you must have the wisdom to separate the unethical conversations or connections to the ones that you think can be extraordinary.
Yeah.
You know, you must always be careful of getting yourself into something that, you know, the mind and the heart are powerful tools. They will tell you.
Yes.
You will know if this is going to work or not. You know,
100%.
just the wisdom to discern, you know, between the two, and to just focus on what you believe will work for you. Yeah.
100%. Yes, yes.
So I think after you began, and now she informed you now, okay, cool, you can start in a month's time. What is that experience like for you? How did that go?
It was challenging because now, what happened prior to that, I was renting a room in Menlo Park. You know, we did your nails, massages, but then it was very slow because of what I've explained. To say, people want a nice content. They want to go to a spa and feel absolutely amazing and relaxed. So I had the equipment. I have skin analyzers. I have the microlight that can, you know, work on your skin. It's some new technology, and the beds, the massage. I had that. So it was just a matter of me getting the equipment to the lodge and branding the space that she had given me into my colors, logos, and all of that. It wasn't that difficult. So now this lodge is in the outskirts of Pretoria, and now, you know, people are used to you because you know, my friends supported my business. They support my business a lot. You know, people that I know. But what I found was that once those people can no longer support you, then what? Then
Yes.
you find yourself frustrated. You know, because now you must go and look for a new market, and which is a good thing for a business. You know, you cannot rely on a certain kind of market. You need to grow as well.
Yes.
So it was on the part of getting the equipment ready and ready to start. It wasn't difficult, but getting the people to Ndlovu Lodge was
Yes.
difficult. So what I did, I started by hosting events.
Okay.
So I had a pool party. We had a wine festival.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
just to draw people to that location, so that they don't feel like, oh, it's too far to drive, and yeah, it's just out. But when you get there, you realize, okay, no, the drive was worth it. Yeah.
It's actually interesting. We often talk when we're working with the different entrepreneurs, because we've experienced it as well, where it's almost as if once your business is no longer being supported by friends and family, that's when the business actually starts. Because now you've got to really think, hey, how do I get people here? They don't know me. They've got nothing to do with me. Now they must come for my product or my service. Now the brain starts to be forced to think, how am I going to do this? And that's actually quite interesting. So you came up, you know, with these events,
Yeah.
and people would come.
Yes, the wine festival was amazing. It was packed. I think 90% of the people that were there, I had not met before. I didn't know.
Amazing,
Yes, yeah,
amazing,
yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Sure. So I would imagine then in running your spa, you have to employ staff.
Yes.
You have to have competent people that you
Yes.
can trust whether you are there or not there. And we've heard all these horror stories about what can go wrong when hiring staff, etc. What has been your experience in that space?
Okay. When I started, I hired a therapist on a full-time basis. So you can imagine there's a contract in place, there's a basic salary
Sure.
because this person must still travel to come to the spa. Excuse me. So it was challenging in a sense that you are hiring someone you don't know. You leave them to take care of your business. I'm at my workplace. So at the end of the day, when I started, it was different salons doing different treatments. So there's a landlord there who's there on a daily basis. So she would give us feedback to say, okay, for this salon, this is what happened, and for this, and I can tell you, I got negative feedback more than the positive, you know. And then, it was a big challenge for me to finally get the right people. So now with Ndlovu Launch, what we do is we book appointments per. We book treatments per appointment.
Okay.
So when they book, then I have part-time therapists. Then I call them to be on site to prepare. I trust them. They are good. They are very good.
Yeah.
Hence, I'm saying I think I'm in a good space, with this business. I just needed to go to another level. Yeah.
That's fine. And then actually you mentioned as well earlier that you work with Coach Ntswaki. Where did that collaboration come from? How did you get to know her?
Okay, Ntswaki, I saw her page on Instagram.
Okay.
Because I felt like I needed a coach. I needed someone to guide me. I'm new in this business thing. And I started studying when I was already, within the business industry. So I saw her page on Instagram. Then I started following her.
Okay.
Then I would watch what she does, how she speaks, who she collaborates with, and then I thought, okay, no, maybe she's too high profile for me. I need to look for someone more junior.
Okay.
And then I tried, but I would always go back to her page until I contacted her, and one thing led to the other, and I'm here today because of her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. There is no interview that I do and I don't mention Ntswaki because she has made me believe that I can actually do anything that I want to do as compared to how I grew up, because where I come from, if you are an orphan, you amount to nothing, you are not expected to thrive. And so I sort of had that mindset until I met people like Ntswaki, my husband and some of my friends, who would encourage me, and say, you can do this. So, Ntswaki has been that for me. Even though sometimes, Ntswaki will make you believe that you can sit with Hetty like this and have a conversation, whereas I did not always think that I could do it, So sometimes I would avoid her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would just go into hiding and think, but she will find me, and I'm here, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Would you then recommend mentorship for entrepreneurs?
Of course, you need a mentor. You need someone who will be frank with you, and let me just mention that another thing that made me, get in touch with her was that you need someone who does not know you. They've got nothing to gain from lying to you, as compared to when you grow up without parents, people want to protect you. So they will not tell you that, no, Mpho, that strategy won't work. Maybe try this business model, or, they are trying to protect what they think you are left with.
Okay.
You know, so I had to get a mentor to, you know, sort of be a drive.
Yes.
In this
Yes.
journey.
Yes.
So I highly recommend mentorship. Yeah, someone who's experienced as well, because you want a mentor who knows what they're talking about, so
Yeah.
that when you go out there, you are also confident to repeat what they have taught you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That makes a really good point.
No, cool. I mean, you've shared with us, you know, quite a journey. And as we're nearing to be able to wrap up, what are some of the lessons perhaps that you've learned that you'd like to, you know, share as a parting message to encourage other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before. Collaborate, you know, collaborate. Speak to the right people. Speak to people who are in the same industry as your business. Because if you don't speak, you know, I won't know that I'm sitting next to another beauty therapist who may collaborate with me, and we make something big.
Yeah.
Yes.
So collaboration and communication. Be in the right spaces. Attend entrepreneurship events. You know, that's where you get to meet people. And I remember I attended the year-end function in 2023, December. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I went there alone.
Wow.
Yes,
Really?
I arrived on my own, and I was so proud. I spoke about that
Wow.
for the longest time that I know, to say I went there on my own. I'd usually call a friend and say, can we? Then I thought, you know what? This is my journey.
Yes,
I
let
need to
me do
work it
this.
on my own. So there are some things you will have to do on your own, you know. So the power of collaboration and mentorship.
Oh, sure. Impactful.
Oh, those are really, really powerful. I've really enjoyed our conversation with you, Mpho. You're so inspirational. Papa, what are some of the takeaways that you've taken from this conversation?
You know, it's interesting that often in discussions with different people, they'll mention, I should start a business, you know, for the future, or just in case something happens, or, you know, maybe for my kids. But it's very theoretical. And you can see for some people that they're not able to move forward because it's just something. And, you know, what I've seen in your journey, I mean, this was your real life. And it could have gone in a completely different direction. But because of, you know, how things went in your childhood, it also inspired you in terms of, yes, I'm working. Yes, I've studied now, I'm in this place. But actually, let me also look purposefully to add something else. Let me take that chance to not just think about it, but to act upon developing multiple sources of income. And of course, it's tough. And there's many times you're on this journey on your own. But that drive has actually moved you into different spaces that we've seen others are too afraid to even step into. So, you know, I'm inspired by your courage and inspired by your story, which is something that I'll take to heart.
Absolutely. Mpho, if a person is thinking, you know what, I actually do want to book a session at the spa. I'm an entrepreneur. I work hard in my business. I also need to take some time out for my wellness and to prioritize myself. How do they make an appointment? How do they come to the spa?
Okay, we have a Instagram page, Casserole Spa. All our information is there. How to book at Ndlovu Lodge, and also now how to book at the Pretoria West branch. We also have a page on Facebook. It's Casserole's Serenity Spa. You can send us a message there, a WhatsApp message. We have a WhatsApp line as well. And I also accept bookings from people who have my number. You know, I also take bookings from people that have my number and liaise with the therapists.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. What an incredible story and inspiration from Mpho, who is a beauty entrepreneur. I think my biggest takeaway is the power of collaboration.
Yeah.
just, finding opportunities to work with other people and make it mutually beneficial. So thank you so much for that, Mpho. Please don't hesitate, monetizers, just to share with us what your key takeaways from today's conversation were within the comment section. Don't forget to follow Monetize Your Business on all social media platforms and to plug into our physical workshops. Remember, we are on a nationwide tour. That means we are coming to a place near you. So make sure that you are following us to see when we are coming to your area. That brings us to the end of this podcast conversation. Until the next one, bye-bye for now.
Cheers, guys.